lifestyles and green cities do not happen as a hardware. It needs green people, no? Green cities need green people. There's nothing as, there's no such thing. I can provide all this wonderful urban solution and we all don't use it properly. Like we don't switch off the lights. We don't do all these things. We don't touch the wall and switch off the light, It's not going to work. So I'm working on this Tianjin Eco-City. And I tell you, in name, it all sounds so good. We have all the KPIs. I'm putting in all the right things, the right planning. But my big question is when the Chinese citizens move in, what is the behavior? To be honest, they were very, very green because they used to cycle. But now nobody wants to cycle because we want to upgrade to a car. So that's the challenge. We are progressively planning for bike lanes, but it's not as simple as we think. Because to me, the planning and building the bike lanes are the easiest part. The most difficult part are the users. All right? When you have bicycle lanes, the two things. My first question is, are you all going to cycle? You see, everybody sits around and tells me we should have bike lanes, we should have bike lanes. Then when I say, will you cycle to work and drop your car? No. So the question about bike lanes are really two things. One, is it for leisure? Leisure, I think most of us cycle. I think, even I cycle. Or is it for a movement to and fro from work? There are two very different types of trips. We have done pretty well as a leisure. So a lot of park connectors is really for leisure. But the serious question is whether you will use it as a transportation mode, which I definitely encourage if you leave your car at home and you cycle. I am not so sure so far about Singaporean cycling because of the weather. All right, we're very warm. But then again, I say if I know people in Amsterdam and many of these places cycling at -5, -10, I don't see why we can't cycle in Singapore, really. The second problem I feel is personal responsibility. You may have the lanes, but you need to be disciplined. Between the pedestrian and the cyclist, there has to be quite a lot of give and take and to have discipline. I give you an example. You just go to the East Coast Park today. All right? If I'm walking, guess who comes onto my lane? The cyclist. If I'm cycling, guess who comes onto my lane? The pedestrian. So I think there's a lot to educate people about cycling.